Hey, continuing to take a look at IRAs, publication 590. I'm on page 76, recognizing losses on investments. If you have a really read that, distributions after and that is something that I've probably read up until midway into that section. If paid as an annuity, the entire interest must be payable over a period not greater than the designated beneficiary's life expectancy, and distributions must begin before the end of the calendar year following the year of death. Distributions from another Roth IRA cannot be substituted for these distributions unless the other Roth IRA was inherited from the same descendant. If the sole beneficiary is the spouse, he or she can either delay distributions until the decedent would have reached age 70 and a half, or treat the Roth IRA as his or her own. Combining with other Roth IRAs. The beneficiary can combine an inherited Roth IRA with other Roth IRAs maintained by the beneficiary only if the beneficiary either inherited the other Roth IRA from the same descendant or was a spouse of the descendant and sole beneficiary of the Roth IRA or elects to treat it as his or her own. Distributions that are not qualified distributions. If a distribution to a beneficiary is not a qualified distribution, but it is generally includable in the beneficiary's gross income in the same manner as it would have been included in the owner's income had it been distributed to the IRA owner while he receives alive. The owner of the Roth IRA dies at the end of the 5-year period beginning with the first taxable year for which a contribution is made to a Roth IRA set up for the owner's benefit, or the 5-year period beginning with the first taxable with the year of a conversion distribution from a traditional IRA for a lower than qualified retirement fund to a Roth IRA. Each type of contribution is divided among multiple beneficiaries with a pro rata share of each, or ordering rules for distributions earlier in this chapter under our distributions article. Example: when Ms. Hibbard died in 2013, her Roth IRA contained regular contributions of $4,000 and a conversion contribution of $10,000. That would mean 2009 and earnings of $2,000. No distributions have been made from her IRA. She had no basis in the conversion contribution in 2009. When she established this Roth IRA at birth in 2009, she named each of her 4 children as equal beneficiaries. Each child will receive 1/4 of each type of contribution and 1/4 of the earnings. An immediate distribution of $4,000 for each child will be treated as $1,000 from regular contributions, $2,500 from conversion contributions, and $500 from earnings. In this case, because the distributions are made before the end of the applicable 5-year period for a qualified distribution, each beneficiary includes $500 in income for 2013, the 10% additional tax on early distributions now apply because the distribution was made to beneficiaries as a result of the death of the IRA. Now, a caution. If distributions from an inherited Roth IRA are less than the required minimum distribution per year, discussed in Chapter 1 when most of the withdrawal assets required minimum distributions, you may have to pay 50% excise tax for that year on the amount not distributed as required for the tax on excess accumulations, insufficient distributions fee. Excess accumulations, insufficient distributions under what acts result in penalties and additional taxes in Chapter 1. If this applies to you, substitute Roth IRA for traditional IRA in that discussion. Now I'm in Chapter 3, Savings Incentive Match. Capstone. Plans for complete, which is simple. Introduction. This chapter is for employees who need information about savings incentive match plans for employees. Simple plans. He explains what a simple plan is, contributions to a simple plan, and distribution from a simple plan. Under a simple plan, simple retirement accounts for participating employees can be set up either as a 401k plan or a plan using the IRA Simple IRA. This chapter only discusses the simple plan rules that relate to simple IRAs. See Chapter 3 of Publication 560 for information on special rules for simple plans that do not use IRAs. If your employer maintains a simple plan, you must be notified in writing that you can choose for the financial institution that will serve as trustee for your simple IRA, and you can roll over or transfer your simple IRA to another financial institution. See rollovers and transfers exception later on when can you withdraw or use your assets. What is a simple plan? A simple plan is a tax-saved retirement plan that certain small employers, including self-employed individuals, can set up for the benefit of their employees. See Chapter 3 of Publication 560 for information on the requirements employers must satisfy to set up a simple plan. A simple plan is a written agreement, salary reduction agreement, between you and your employer that allows you, if you are an eligible employee, including a self-employed individual, to choose to reduce your compensation salary by a certain percentage each pay period and have your employer contribute the salary reductions to a simple IRA on your behalf. These contributions are called salary reduction contributions. All contributions under a simple IRA plan must be made to simple IRAs, not to any other type of IRA. The simple IRA can be an individual retirement account or an individual retirement annuity described in Chapter 1. Contributions are made on behalf of eligible employees. The eligible employees below. Contributions are also subject to various limits. See how much can be contributed on your behalf later. In addition to salary reduction contributions, your employer must make either matching contributions or non-elected contributions. See how contributions can be made. Tip: you may be able to claim a credit for contributions to a simple plan. For more information, see Chapter 4. Eligible employees. You must be allowed to participate in your employer's simple plan if you receive at least $5,000 in compensation from your employer during 2 years prior to the current year, and are reasonably expected to receive at least $5,000 in compensation during the year during which your contributions are made. Self-employed individual. For simple plan purposes, the term employee includes a self-employed individual who receives earned income. Excludable employees. Your employer can exclude the following employees from participating in a simple plan. Employees whose retirement benefits are covered by a collective bargaining arrangement union contract. Employees who are non-resident aliens and receive no earned income from persons within the United States, and employees who would not have been eligible employees if an acquisition, disposition, or similar transaction had not occurred during the year. Compensation. For purposes of the simple plan rules, your compensation for a year generally includes the following amounts. Tips, wages, and other pay from your employer is subject to the income tax rate. Deferred amounts elected under any 401k plans or 3B plans, Government Section 457 plan subplan. Self-employed individual compensation. The purposes of the simple plan rules. If you are self-employed, your compensation for a year is your net income earnings. Self-employment. Schedule FE from 1040 Section A, Line 4, or Section B, Line 6, before subtracting any contributions made to a simple IRA on your behalf. For these purposes, net earnings from self-employment includes service performance and exemption from self-employment tax as a member of a group conscientiously opposed to Social Security benefits. How are contributions made? Contributions under salary reduction agreement are called salary reduction contributions. They are made on behalf of your employer. Your employer must also make either matching contributions or non-elected contributions. Salary reduction contributions. Unless your employer chooses to make non-elected contributions, your employer must,